Hello and welcome to arcademoica, vlog number 19 on the Doctor Who pinball restoration. Okay, today we are talking about what happened for debugging the boot startup problem. There's been a lot of things done since vlog number 18. Sorry, I didn't film everything I did to debug the game. Sometimes I was filming before, then I was forgetting to film the after test, and sometimes I try something, forget to film it and only film the afterwards. So sorry, but I will explain because there's been a lot of things that have been done. First of all, as soon as I finished vlog 18, I realized that I hadn't plugged the power for the DMD PCB. So the reason why is when you install a color DMD, they ask you to remove the G604 connector because you don't need it anymore for the color DMD. The thing is that specific connector is tie wrap to the G606 connector. And when I removed it, it was maybe just an honest mistake. I just discarded and I forgot to clip all the tie wrap and put back the 606. Now I did, and it's okay. I had the permission from the owner of the T2 to use the MPU as booting because it's working. I'm pretty lucky, and thanks Patrick a lot for that help. It really helped me. But at first I didn't want to actually do a swap and really wanted to nail down what could be the problem of the original MPU. As you may have seen from the previous video, I used a logic probe to nail down the problem. I was thinking it was the clock, so I did a clock swap from both MPUs. Didn't solve the problem. I also made a CPU swap. I didn't make an ASIC swap. This is the ASIC chip. It's pretty hard to remove. It needs a special tool, and I didn't want to mess with that. I don't want to compromise the working of the T2. I made a various boot up and realized that that was not only a problem of the MPU, but also a problem with the connectors. And I still have only IDC connectors, but I have a nice tool to repunch the wires, and I managed to actually make a nice contact on every pins. And now what we have, I finally had to come to the conclusion that the ASIC on the original MPU may be faulty. I have a brand new Rotten Dog MPU coming from the mail right now. That was ordered by the clients, and right now this is the MPU of the T2 with the Doctor Who ROM chip, and I made a test and it's working. So let's boot this up. So I just switched the angle of camera. So what you will see is now perfectly working. Okay, the game is searching for balls right now, that's why you have...
Warning, keep pins away from mini playfield. See manual title page for more information.
Okay, this is an information that is specific to Doctor Who, because the mini playfield will not be working as long as the interlock switch is not closed. Okay, that's first. And also, at the beginning of the project, I realized there was a switch that was hanging out like this. Okay, this switch is to be screwed on the side of the cabinet like that. And its purpose, actually I think it's kind of screwed like that, okay, is to keep track of the glass, if it's on or not. If the glass is off, the switch will turn off and will disconnect every power on the mini playfield. So there won't be any possible injury of having the mini playfield raising up and down and people having their hands around. So that's why the switch has been removed and kept closed permanently. So it doesn't never register an open window. This will be rescrewed on the side. to keep it as original and legit as possible. Okay, the game is booting. I must also say that I did unplug the LED LCD PCB and the dalek motor. Okay, I wanted to make remove as much variable as possible during the boot up. So I will be plugging stuff one after the other as soon as they start working. The first thing I'm going to do right now is actually put the color DMD program. Right now it's working on the original WPC signal, so it's only black and white, and I'll show you the process to actually upload the code on the color DMD. Go on the color DMD website and download the firmware WRAM that is available on the product page. Okay, there's not a support page where you can download all of them. You have to go exactly at the product page, and once you're there you get the chroma.ram file and you drop it on a USB key and plug it in the color DMD. I now have the chroma.ram file on the USB key. It's super important to remember that this USB key must be formatted as FAT32. If it's NTFS, it won't work. FAT32. Okay, so now you power up. What you have to do is actually push the USB key for 5 seconds and it should be uploading automatically. 1. Here we go. And now you'll see the prog and the init LED blinking, and when it's gonna be completed should have the done LED lighting up. So it needs a little while. Here we go. And we have colors. What do you think about that? It is beautiful. So this was one pretty easy step. I went with the wobble head instruction again, just to remember where everything needs to be plugged. G17, there's a 118, 122, 2, well, anyway, it's now plugged in. And this is all the details, the procedure you need to follow to reactivate the original code that will put the wobble head in action. So let's power it up first. Right now. Okay, so press enter, adjustment, and then feature adjustment, and you get to 8.249 unused. Unused 49. Enter, and box head, enable, enter, and then you escape, and let's get to test, and let's go to the box head, box head, and let's see if it's moving. It's moving. It's running, man. So freaking cool. It's working perfectly on the first step. So glad. That's a success. I am so glad right now. So glad. The box head is working perfectly. I love it. Feels good to have some success there. Okay, yeah, I get it now. And it puts itself back to first.
Warning, keep hands away.
And the mini playfield is doing his little auto-calibrating test, just to see if it's moving freely. So what's left to do? LED OCD and check some light sockets, check the sensibility of the pop bumpers, and we're close to the end, my friends. It looks beautiful. I really love the look of the 2 SMD frosted bulb from Comet Pinball. These are my favorite LED quality so far, by far also. I must mention. I need to address the S, and I need to check out about this one too. Only 2 lights seem to be lighting. Okay, so I already put the game on free play because the coin door does not have a coin mechanism, so I was not able to put any manual coin on it. Can you hear that? The sound? What? Needs some adjustment? Got a first lock. Got a second lock. Look at that. Mini playfield racing. Okay, I gotta check out the target. They don't seem to register the hit as they should be. Only the middle one seems to be working. That's weird. Okay, so I have an issue to look for it. And the elevator is rising. That's just wonderful. Woo! So glad right now. Let's try some ramps. Oh, as you see, the switch here is a bit too low and it's causing friction with the ball. It's preventing the ball needs to go very fast to be able to complete the motion, so these will be fixed. How about this flipper? Okay, this flipper needs to be addressed. How about the pop bumpers? You took a look at that. This one is working, this one too. This one, it's not. Okay, gotta walk about this pop bumper. So here I am in the switch hedges test mode to check out some adjustment I made on some switches, such as the left flipper here where the hop toad needs to have the metal blade exciting the sensor as much as possible. So right now we have a perfectly working flipper. We also have perfectly working target here, and there was a misadjustment on the pop bumper at the bottom here, and right now it's registering perfectly. And I made also a lot of adjustment on the little switch here. The little bracket was a bit loose. Okay, so now that the flippers are strong and fixed, I still have some lighting issues, especially in the grid here. I realized that most of them are all linked on the same red and black wire from the switch matrix. I'm going to address that pretty soon. I made some adjustment on the arbitrails here. It was a little bit too much to the left, put it a little bit more to the right, and now 100% of the time the ball is actually dropping here. Before it was actually bouncing outside in the right drain. I also centered that switch here, which was the former error at the start of the game. It was actually too much to the left and kept close. So that's why I had an error as soon as I opened the machine. So that one is perfectly centered now. So I'm gonna make a quick look for the lighting problem now. With this PCB, you see where you have to put all your connectors? They're all so crammed one to each other that actually the harness is kind of all bent up, and it made some wires pull out from their crimps. But now that I push them back, you see I was having a lot of problem with the S, the E, it's now back. The 6 was not lighting, the 4X either, the extra ball was not lighting, and right now this one was not lighting. So you see that everything was kind of linked. This one, I'm pretty sure it's only a matter of the bulb, which is not perfectly put on. And I still have a problem with that one, but I have more lighting coming out, but they're very dim. So I need to address that and see why this one has a problem. Maybe it's a ground problem with the connector of the grid. I also have to look at the P. But otherwise, things are getting pretty well. The ones that are not lighting are actually flashers here. How about that? Take a look at this. This is now a playfield with fully working LEDs. This is before installing the LCD OCD software that will manage every lighting. So the problem with this unit here was actually the ground needing to be recrimped, and there was also a lot of bulbs that need to be resocket carefully. And now I have a fully working. Isn't it beautiful? And also fixed that one, which was actually also the bulb, and these are fixed too. My God, this playfield is beautiful. It's such a beautiful machine, and I still want to spend some time talking about the lettering around the pop bumpers. They light up the area so well. I cannot address so much. If you have to invest in some lighting mod, this one is the way to go. Well, now I should stop postponing working on the LCD OCD. It's now fully ready to have it installed and see a nice before and after shot of the playfield. LED OCD PCB is connected as it's supposed to be. The power coming from the G103 connector. I have the columns wires, so for the switch matrix G133 and J137. So supposedly when you power up, there's some kind of default setting that everything will be kind of blinking anyway. Okay, I'm next to the machine with the laptop. I'm not connected yet on the USB cable. The first thing to do is actually go on the LED OCD website and go to the software installation. And now I've got installed Net Framework 4.5. Turns out the Net Framework is already installed. So on Windows 7, 8, and 10, the driver should automatically install when the board is detected, if not downloaded, and install the FDI driver. Okay, I'll download the FTDI driver, and in case it's not automatically detecting it, and I will download the configuration software that corresponds to the board, and this is the one I have, the LED OCD, not the GI one. And the software usage instruction will be quite helpful. The first thing the software installation tell me to do is to start the LED OCD application, which is right here. Okay, Windows is protecting my computer from opening that software, telling me that this application can put my PC in danger. Okay, well, I'm gonna execute it anyway. Because, yeah. Okay, it's telling me that attempting to load the ftd2.dll. Okay, it's telling me that the FTDI are not loaded. So if it says so, if you see a message saying that it cannot be loaded, it means that the driver are not properly installed. Connect the USB cable between the PC and LED OCD board. Power on the game and complete driver installation before running the configuration program. Okay, let's do that. Cable is connected. Powering on the game. Oh, I'm gonna put some balls in the game so it won't. Yeah, I know the door is open.
Away from mini playfield. Manual.
This game is a lot of warning in that game. Okay, this is the calibrating of the elevator, and then it will stop in a while. The device is ready. Okay, so while all of this occurs, the software installed itself and seems like everything's fine. So let's start again. LED OCD. Okay, game select. So you have, these are all the games that are currently programmed for the LED OCD PCB, and the one we're looking for is Doctor Who. It's happening right here. Okay. Once this is done, pull down the COM port selection menu and make note of what port are in the list. These are the COM ports already active on your system. Connect the USB cable from the LED OCD board to the, well, it's already made. So this is the COM port that seems to be available, and I will connect. Okay. Press the connect button, press the read button. The current setting will be read from the LED OCD and displayed. So there's some kind of reading going on. Okay. Right now all the LEDs are at 85%. Profile name incandescent. You know, I don't feel like doing all of this. Feel like my client should actually adjust the lighting to its liking. But to be honest, I don't feel I have to touch any setting at all. Have you take a look at this? You have the exact fading in and out of the incandescent lights on LED. Yeah, you can actually feel how the lights is pulsing. It's not on and off. You can see fading it in and out. That looks awesome. You have the full brightness of the LEDs while having the great pulsing effect of the incandescent. I'm gonna keep it that way. Honestly, if there is any setting to be adjusted, I will leave it to the client. But for my taste, it's great. I'm gonna move just a bit aside like that so there won't be the reflection of the backglass and the playfield. But have you seen how good the fading occurs? So this is what the LED OCD PCB is all about. Having a great feeling of warmness with the brightness of the LEDs. Well, that went pretty much easier than I expected. Good product, good product. Made me considering buying one if I had a machine that to put it on. Let's enjoy the view for a while. There's a major issue that I really want to address. It's the target from the middle. The yellow ones. Only the middle one is registering. So as you can remember on a previous vlog, I changed both sides of the optos and made a lot of different modifications to have it fit there. I just made a revision of the connector from the MPU board if there was maybe a problem on the switch matrix, and it doesn't seem to be the problem. So the problem may actually be coming from the elevator itself. So I'm gonna raise it up and access it from underneath, because it's pretty easy to access it. You have to unscrew 4 screws for the dalek target, then 5 screws for the yellow ones, and I'm gonna check all of that as well as the connector. Here we are with the target module that I love so much. So here's my mistake. These are the old PCB that were coming with the original machine, and what I did is actually took both new PCB and orient them that way. So all the soldering pad were at the same direction, but actually it has to be put that way. So the coding is good. So you got E1 is with A1, E2 with A2, and so on until you reach the 5 target. So putting it that way make it so that only the middle target has the right soldering, but the E1 is actually soldered with the A5 wires. So you see the mistake here? So I'm just gonna rearrange that PCB, make it a 180-degree rotation. The target assembly is put back into the mini playfield elevator, and I tested prior to doing so, so I know it works. But there is only one thing that I wanted to show you. Have you seen how close the motor from the mini playfield is coming to the flipper fidelity speaker? We can say sometimes that things are pretty lucky, so there's about not even an inch gap left when moving the playfield. So yeah, okay, now that everything is assembled, okay, I want to make the test as if we are in a real game. So I'm gonna put the balls manually into the lock system, and we should be able to okay. That's weird. It was working. I got 3 of them working, but the one on the extension does not. You know, it was pretty strange because before putting back the target assembly, I tested over there, put myself in switch test, and everything worked fine. Then I installed it, and both target from each opposite side were not working. Right now, if I push them, they are working. Okay, and if I put this assembly this out, it's not working anymore. Okay, so I made a lot of verification. Is it causing a ground? What could be the cause? Because if I activate it again by hand, it's not making it. But check this out. If I put my fingers here on the side and push the target, it's not working. It seems like the up toes, even though the one in the middle does not have any lights at all, if I hide the lighting from the side of the target, it's not working. Check it out. Working? Not working. So I'm pretty stuck right now to what I can do to fix this bug. How come those up toes does not work when they are in the dark? What the heck? My best guess right now is that there is not enough lighting coming around the up toes to interact when there is something hiding this side. What I did is I opened up the back of the cardboard because originally there isn't that big a cardboard, and that may be why only the one at the middle were working. Maybe because there was actually light coming from underneath here and at the top of here, but not there. So it was kind of fully sealed. And now that I open both sides, I'm going to do a test and hope for the best. Now in test mode, I simply put the back cover, and it's kind of working for that one, but for the other one, it's not. So it's a partial solution. Back to the drawing board. This is one of the weirdest problems I've ever encountered, but definitely by opening the cardboard at the back had a positive effect on this switch. So I decided to completely remove the cardboard and put what I really don't like putting, which is electrical tape, just like it was originally when I first disassembled the mini playfield. So by putting electrical plate, by putting electrical tape, I'm having all this section covered, and it's working. So this assembly definitely need as much light coming from the back as possible. There should be no blocking whatsoever. So right now you can see that all the targets are working perfectly, even if the sides are blocked. Now let's do the final test and put it back in place. Here we are with the mini playfield reassembled one more time and one more test. music to my ear. Can you believe it? The cardboard at the back was preventing the light enough to make those two switches inactive. And now they are. Can you believe that? That was the last problem I had to solve with this machine. It's done. It's done. I'm finished. An awesome feeling. Okay, am I celebrating too fast? I'm gonna close down the playfield. Finally, here we are. The machine is completed. And we can finally start a game for a short gameplay session of what I'm not afraid to say that maybe the best Doctor Who pinball around. Yeah, I'm proud of this. I'm proud of my work. And I'm very confident the client will enjoy this game for a very long time. I will make a vlog 20. Whoa! Which will be about gameplay and rules of the game. I also put minimal volume. I override the minimal volume setting so I can actually, come on. It's surprising how come you can go far with only one flipper. Come on, man. I just want to make that lock. Such a relief. So many emotion. What a roller coaster. You love it? I sure do. So I really hope you enjoyed that series of vlog about the Doctor Who pinball restoration. I had a lot of fun doing this, even though if sometimes you encounter some obstacles, you always adapt and overcome, but never improvise. So, sorry for my French audience. I will be making a French video about this game too, very soon, about the gameplay and the rules and everything that was done during the restoration. So, what's coming on? Yeah, you guessed it right, the Terminator 2 is the next one on the to-do list. But until then, keep playing pinballs, my friend.